Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is set for one episode. Your host from Columbus, Ohio, is Michael Kirk. Welcome to the Outlaw Mudcast. Hello and welcome to the Outlaw Mudcast, your digital audio dirt sheet for all things Supershow. Top story this week, we have dates for the in-person Grand Gathering. It's been a while to get here. The Grand Gathering was originally announced for Mother's Day weekend. The next weekend announced was Memorial Day weekend. It's not going to be either of those weekends. There will be the virtual Grand Gathering Memorial Day weekend. I'll give you more details on that when we have it. Going from memory from what was discussed earlier, there's going to be, I believe, a grand battle as part of that, and a Create a Competitor tournament as part of that. The dates for the in-person Grand Gathering are the weekend of September 18th through September 21st. That is a Thursday through Sunday. Now, Thursday will not be a full day of gaming. The gaming will start Thursday night, so keep that in mind for your travel arrangements. It's not going to be starting Thursday in the morning. It'll start Thursday night. They did something similar at the previous Grand Gathering 4, where they had a full day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they had a live Chibi's Thursday Night Fights Thursday. I don't know if it'll be another Thursday Night Fights or if it'll be a different type of event. But similar to what they did at Grand Gathering 4, they're going to have a Thursday night event at Grand Gathering 5. As always, cards subject to change, but that's what they've announced. 3 full days of gaming, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a Thursday night event. Tickets for Grand Gathering 5, this is Grand Gathering 5, will go on sale New Year's Day. No idea what the pricing will be. Last year, the tickets were $125, but if you bought early, and the time to buy early was a long amount of time, it was $100 if you bought early. I don't know if they're going to do something similar this year. Tickets are supposed to go on sale again New Year's Day. They are going to try to make sure the website can handle the traffic to not have a situation like they did with the Cookies Fortune tournaments. First come, first serve matters with Grand Gathering 5 tickets, because for the Grand Battle match that'll be at Grand Gathering 5, players will draft the competitor they want to use in the Grand Battle. The draft order is set by the purchase order of the ticket. So the first person who buys a Grand Gathering ticket, they get to pick first. Second person, second, so on and so forth. That's why that matters. This will be, like the last couple of Grand Gatherings, at the Doubletree Hotel in Westlake, Ohio, near Cleveland, Ohio. They have not announced if there will be promo cards. I expect there will be promo cards that come with purchasing your ticket. So the dollar amount of your ticket doesn't just get you in, it will also get you cards that you can only get for going to Grand Gathering 5. The last bit of news I have for Grand Gathering 5 concerns the Grand Battle match. Traditionally, Grand Battle matches have been played using the bump out rule. The way the bump out rule works is players roll for a turn roll. Before any gimmicks get calculated, they compare values. Players who tied their turn roll with another player, so if 2 players both rolled 7 for their turn roll, they bump out. Their turn rolls go to 0. Once all of the bump outs have been calculated, then gimmicks kick in, and then we determine the actual turn rolls and who wins the turn. This year, they're considering using the bump in rule for the Grand Battle match instead of the bump out rule. With the bump in rule, turn rolls are calculated normally. Everyone rolls, gimmicks kick in, then they determine the final turn roll. if multiple people have the highest turn roll, if 2 people, for example, rolled 10, both players get to take a turn. They cannot play against each other. They have to play against the other players in the match. If all of the players bump, then they can't play against anybody. They would have to then pass their turns and re-roll. Since I'm talking about the bump and rule in Grand Battle matches, I might as well talk about CaptainCon. It's been announced that CaptainCon, which is taking place January 31st through February 2nd in Warwick, Rhode Island, will feature a Grand Battle match that will use the bump and rule. They're going to test out the bump and rule at CaptainCon to determine if the bump and rule should be used at Grand Gathering 5. The winner of that Grand Battle match will get a signed Master of Ceremonies card from Steve Resk that they could potentially use to get a shot at a championship where Steve Resk is the general manager or in charge of that championship, or in a tournament run by Steve Resk to change a stipulation in a match into the tournament, or maybe some other use. This Grand Battle match taking place at CaptainCon may use brand new Grand Packs. It may be a draft or sealed Grand Pack event. That's a possibility they wanted to discuss. It's also been announced that there will be an Underworld tournament at CaptainCon where the winner could get a future shot at the LFF Underworld Championship. And Rumble at the Rumble will be taking place at CaptainCon. Rumble at the Rumble is a creative competitor tournament. It's been taking place at Highlander Games the past few years. This year, for various logistical reasons, they're going to have it at CaptainCon. CaptainCon is shaping up to be a pretty full weekend of Supershow. Those are 3 big tournaments. Grand Battle, Creative Competitor tournaments, and Underworld tournaments. On top of all of that, CaptainCon will be the site of the next SRG Award Show. Yesterday, as I'm recording this, that's Saturday, December 21st, General Manager Calais released the nomination form for the SRG Awards. You can find that on the SRG Super Show discussion group on Facebook. Same categories that have been there for the past few years. One of those is Best Super Show Show. I'm going to urge people to nominate the Outlaw Mudcast for Best Super Show Show. Also, Best Song. I'm going to encourage people to nominate JAC for Best Song. If you would like to nominate people for awards, you have until January 16th to fill out the form on the Excel spreadsheet and email that spreadsheet to John Calais at srguniverse.com. That's the traditional and preferred way to send in your nominations. There's also a Google Sheets link you can use on the post on Facebook, but normally email it in to John Calais at srguniverse.com if you can. Speaking of future conventions and creative competitor tournaments, we have a creative competitor tournament taking place February 16th, Rip and Ship Arena. That's the Rip and Ship game store, Long Island, New York. They will be hosting a creative competitor tournament. A registration opens at 11 a.m. on the day, bell time, noon. It will be bullet rounds to a top cut based on attendance. The Hall of Fame list, past creative competitor tournament winner competitors, Grimm, the Mark Jeff Bravo, all those competitors are booked. 2020 vision will be in effect. It's $30 to enter the creative competitor tournament. There will be 3 promo cards. There will be a 4th promo card if you sign up early through, I'm guessing, Rip and Ship. Not 100% sure on the details on that. I'm sure we'll get more. I'm sure that'll be fleshed out more when we get closer. But that's what I have for you right now on the Rip and Ship Creative Competitor Tournament coming up February 16th, 2025. SRG Universe has also announced they will be at Dice Tower East July 2nd through July 6th, 2025. That's a Wednesday through Sunday at the Caribe Royale in Orlando, Florida. General admission is $150 plus website fees. That's for all 5 days. I seem to recall last year the announcement came pretty late to register if you wanted to go. So now we know way in advance SRG Universe will be at Dice Tower East in Orlando, Florida. So if you want to go to that, you will have time to sign up, make your plans to go to that. It is 4th of July weekend, so take that into consideration when deciding if you do or don't want to go to Dice Tower East. The last bit of convention-related news I have to give is that Super Lucha, the last Kickstarter campaign from Supershow the Game, the product is scheduled to release at Origins Game Fair, which means it's also likely to release at Southern Fried Gaming Expo because they're taking place over the same weekend, this June 2025. The campaign closed in August, so 10 months later, we'll be getting the Super Lucha cards, box sets, things of that nature. Which also reminds me, if you have created content like from the Super Lucha campaign, send in your created content forms as soon as possible. The deadline for that is New Year's Eve 2024. It's December 22nd as I record this. That is 9 days from the time I'm recording this. So if you don't have your created content form submitted, do so as soon as possible. The next big story I have is about products for sale on SupershowTheGame.com. They are running a 40% off sale on a number of products on SupershowTheGame.com. This does not appear to include new cards, new content, new competitors. There were a few new competitors released. Lil G, Johnny N. Korea, Ali, just going from memory. This does not include created competitors. It might include created cards. If it doesn't, reach out to Steve Resk. Maybe he can make a deal. He said this on Talk of the Universe. But single cards, box sets, older competitors, 40% off on SupershowTheGame.com. It puts the coupon code in automatically for you. Also, the Rising Star coupon code is still good. Rising Star 2024. So, if you want to make your items 50% off, you can add in that coupon code. It will stack. It'll make it go from 40 to 50. That is still good. I think that adds to the prize pool for the Rising Stars tournament. Not 100% sure on that. I know they've done that in the past. Additionally, with products on sale, the new wave of the old school packs. Old school pack, wave 2.75 is what they're calling it internally. Those are available grand packs on sale. If you buy 4 grand packs, you'll get a Super Show the Game Christmas ornament. You'll have to add that to your purchase. It's a separate item for $0 on SupershowTheGame.com. The Tables deck is also out as a new item on SupershowTheGame.com if you want to get the Tables deck. This includes a bunch of new table cards in the 1 through 30 slots and some alternate art versions of the grapple table cards. The strikes and the submissions are new. The grapples are alternate arts. All of the finishes are generic table finishes. The competitor is a new version of Riggs Simmons. Very surprised to see a new Riggs Simmons geared around table cards, but that is the competitor in the new tables deck. Those are the big stories from this week. I have some other stories. A lot of these are involving championships-related things. I'll start with some additional news on the 6-stop team event. I talked last week about the 6-stop team event finals. Most of those matches took place live on Candy Shop Talk last week. The matches that didn't happen were the captain's match, Flame Fighter representing the RRCW booking team versus Swaggy D representing Candy Shop Talk team. Flame Fighter won that match, 1 fall, earning 1 point for his team. The other match that wasn't on the stream was a 2 out of 3 falls, Swaggy D versus Tyler Sickles. Swaggy D won that, 2 falls to 1, 2 points for Candy Shop Talk, 1 for RRCW booking team. Tied at this point, 2 points apiece. Then on the stream, Rambo Apocalypse faced Flame Fighter. Rambo Apocalypse won 2 falls to 1. Then Brian Ogazelic faced Candyman. Brian Ogazelic won 2 falls to 1, meaning at the end of Candy Shop Talk last week, it was a 5-5 tie. We had the tiebreaker match streamed earlier this week. Candyman playing as Fast Hands Cam versus the Flame Fighter playing as the Zero Win Champion. Standard singles match. It goes to Crowd Meter 1. The winner at Crowd Meter 1 winning for the RRCW booking team, Flame Fighter. Congratulations to the Flame Fighter. Congratulations to the RRCW booking team. This was a team that was eliminated in the first round, but got in, was able to go on through a lucky loser bid, makes it all the way to the finals, and wins. Congratulations to the RRCW booking team. As a result, all 3 members of the RRCW booking team will get future shots at the Deep Six Championship. Flame Fighter will get a shot with the Zero Win Champion. Tyler Sickles will get a shot with Merlin Von Berlin. And Brian Ogazelic will get a shot with the new version of Jokerfish. In addition, the runner-up team, Candy Shop Talk, picked one of their members to get a future shot at the Deep Six Championship. Swaggy D will get a future shot with JPL. Congratulations to the RRCW team. Congratulations to Swaggy D for getting future shots at the Deep Six Championship. LFF Hardcore Championship news. The general manager for the championship, Mark Perry, asked people to essentially nominate themselves, nominate others to get shots at the LFF Hardcore Championship. That was on a post on Facebook. He picked 16 people from that post to be in a tournament to potentially get a shot at the LFF Hardcore Championship. The winner and the runner-up of this tournament will get a shot. The players in the tournament will draft the competitor they want to use from the hardcore division in the tournament. Last I looked, that draft was currently ongoing on Facebook. It had not concluded. We have Trios Championship news. The next LFF Trios Championship match will be January 19th. The challenger, Bob Dunn, playing as Think Tank, will take on the champion, Ron Rumble, champion with the family. It's also been announced that Ryan Pierce will get a future shot at the championship using the Just Business trio that just came out. And Rowdy Ron will get a shot. There has also been an ongoing Trios Contender Tournament. The finals for that tournament took place Thursday night. The winner also getting a shot at the championship in the future. I will talk about that when I cover featured matches in just a little bit. the final bit of news I have before I talk about online tournaments and featured matches is that General Lee Wong, who's been managing the spreadsheet, the data collection for Faction War 6, and he'll be doing it again as Phase 2 starts up, he's announced he is going to be running a pick'em for Phase 2. He's put a form on the SRG Super Show discussion group on Facebook. You can fill out that form making your predictions as to who will win each matchup in Phase 2. Send that in. If you guess correctly the winners, you will get a prize. The first sheet you submit is free. Each additional sheet, if you want to make multiple guesses, will cost $2. That $2 will go to a prize pool. The winner will get a placemat. Potentially that placemat will be better, maybe custom, depending on how big the prize pool ends up being. Now let's talk about the online tournaments and featured matches from this past week. Monday, we have Monday Night Fights. 12 players in the tournament, group stages, 3 groups, 4 players per group, each player plays the other 3. Top 2 records per group advance to the top cut. The top 4 Monday night end up being your 2 semifinalists, Robert the Brain Dunn playing as the Brain Still Standing, and Ken Fouché playing as the new version of D2, the version from the Grand Packs. The finalists Monday night are Trey Cantrell playing as King of New York, the new version of TJ Marconi, and Simon Davner playing as Loudmouth Leo Larynx, with the winner, the prize fighter Simon Davner. Congratulations to the prize fighter for winning Monday Night Fights. Wednesday, after Talk of the Universe, there was a defense of the Deep 6 Championship. This is the 6-stop championship. No player can use more than 6 stop cards in his deck. The challenger, the prize fighter Simon Davner, playing as the Shadow Phoenix, the champion. Piglet playing as the Underhoss, one of the competitors based on himself. Main event stipulation match ends up going to Crowd Meter 1. The winner at Crowd Meter 1, new Deep 6 champion, the prize fighter Simon Davner. Congratulations to the prize fighter winning the championship after winning Monday night. Big week for the prize fighter. Thursday, we have Chibi's Seasons Beatings. This was an 8-player birdcage match. All of the singles competitors had to be from the Underworld division or below. They used the bump-in rule, and there were no save rolls permitted in the birdcage. I'm going to give you the players in entry order. The birdcage starts with 4 players in the match. Those 4 players were Sean Braden, playing as the second version of Brian Cage, Bjorn the Norseman, playing as the first version of Void, the Italian Bombata, playing as Everybody, and Chris Pate, playing as the Phenomenal One. The 5th man in, Mr. Moneymaker, playing as Noah the Boa. The 6th man in, Stephen Moonstar, playing as Miss Fury. The 7th man in, Colby Cram, playing as Chris Bay. And the 8th man in, Bob Dunn, playing as leader of the Black Sheep, one of his own competitors. The first man eliminated, the first man in, Bombata eliminates Sean Braden at Crowd Meter 5. The second man out, the Italian Bombata, Chris Pate eliminates him, also I believe at Crowd Meter 5. The third man out, eliminated by Stephen Moonstar, Chris Pate at Crowd Meter 7, the highest Crowd Meter. So all of the remaining eliminations are at Crowd Meter 7. The 4th man out, Stephen Moonstar, Bob Dunn eliminates Stephen Moonstar. The 5th man out, Bjorn the Norseman, eliminated by Colby Cram. The 6th man out, eliminated by Mr. Moneymaker, Colby Cram. So it comes down to Mr. Moneymaker versus Bob Dunn, with the winner scoring the last elimination, eliminating Mr. Moneymaker, Bob Dunn. Bob Dunn gets it done with leader of the Black Sheep. Congratulations to Bob Dunn for winning the season's Beatings Birdcage match. Friday, on the Big Picture Premium Show Beatdown on their Twitch channel, we have the finals match of the LFF Trios Contender Tournament. The frequent flyer, playing as SR Universe, took on Arcade Addict Aaron, playing as the Trios version of My Girls. Standard Trios match, it goes to Crowd Meter 2, the winner at Crowd Meter 2 getting a future shot at the LFF Trios Championship, the frequent flyer. Congratulations to the frequent flyer for winning the Trios Contender Tournament. Saturday, there's a pop-up tournament hosted by the Italian Bombata. Singles tournament, World and Underworld division competitors booked, all other singles competitors legal. 6 players in the tournament, round robin, everyone plays everyone else. Top 3 records move on to the top cut. Chris Pate gets a bye into the finals from what I'm reading. The Foreman, playing as HR, takes on the prize fighter Simon Davner, playing as Ollie. The Foreman wins, so he moves on to the finals, faces Chris Pate as the master strategist. With Chris Pate winning, congratulations to Chris Pate. Now, it's also possible that this was a triad match. If it was a triad match, then it would have been Chris Pate versus Foreman versus the prize fighter. And I'm assuming Chris Pate, in that case, would have pinned the prize fighter. So Chris Pate was first place, the prize fighter third, the Foreman second. I don't know. That's just what I'm seeing. As a result of winning this event, Chris Pate qualifies for a future Tornado Tag Team event where the winner could potentially create Tornado Tag Team content for Supershow the game. So congratulations to Chris Pate for winning the Saturday night pop-up event. Sunday, we have Sunday Night Fights. 2 matches on the match card for Sunday Night Fights. The opening match for the LFF Tag Team Championship. The challengers, the team known as Kang Trell. The Possum Kang, playing as Ellis Taylor. Trey Cantrell, playing as Matthias, son of Zeus, the original version. The champions, Michigan's Most Dangerous Alliance. Ricky Riot, playing as Ricky Riot. The Collector Sean Loeb, playing as the new version of Overdog. This was a long, hard-fought tag team match. It was about an hour and 50 minutes long. It went all the way to Crowd Meter 3. The winners at Crowd Meter 3, still champions, Michigan's Most Dangerous Alliance. Congratulations to the Dangerous Alliance for a successful defense. The next challengers for the LFF Tag Team Championship will be the team of Colby Cram and the Grump. They're the team that won the tag team tournament at Gen Con. They're going to get a shot because of that. Date and time to be named later. The final match on Sunday Night Fights was a match for the LFF Tri-State Tag Team Championship. The challengers, the team of the Final Sentence. The Judge Tim Riley, playing as the Roach, Noel Torres Jr., El Hombre Cybernetico, playing as AJ Styles. The champions, young, smart, and financially stable. Wrench Monkey, playing as himself. Elder Dan, playing as the Screaming Danshi. It was a New York Rules match, so there were no disqualifications. The match started at Crowd Meter 1. It looked like it was going to end at Crowd Meter 2, with the champions defending. The Judge Tim Riley uses the Roach's gimmick to make it go to Crowd Meter 3. It does not stay at Crowd Meter 3 that long. Young, smart, and financially stable get the win at Crowd Meter 3. They are still the LFF Tri-State Tag Team Champions. Congratulations to Young, Smart, and financially stable for a successful defense. Their next challengers will be the team of Evil Ed and Franklin Turtle Clark. That match will take place at CaptainCon, which is happening in Warwick, Rhode Island, first weekend in February. That match likely January 31st. Card subject to change. That's not set in stone. As far as tournaments coming up for next week, Monday night fights will happen. Chibi will be running Monday night fights. There will be no dojo until after New Year's. There will be no Talk of the Universe this week. There might be a Talk of the Universe next week. There might be Expanding the Universe this week and next week. It just depends. Candy Shop Talk will not have a new episode until after New Year's. The Outlaw Mudcast will still have its normal shows. There was an announcement about the SRG Universe Twitch broadcast. Starting in 2025, they will simulcast on YouTube. So their shows will be live on both Twitch and YouTube. The final bit of news I have before I go, and this is developing. Last I talked about the singles championship for the Midwest Coast. Alec Ventresca has won the championship. He may have vacated the championship. That is developing. We'll see what happens. With that being said, that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Outlaw Mudcast. I would like to thank all of you for listening, and good day.